In 1967, Walter put his arm around Dustin Hoffman and whispered these magic words, plastics. From the movie The Graduate, no other region has embraced that concept more than Indiana's Great Southwest. No other company has leveraged that concept more than Berry Global. Started in 1967, the same year as the film, Berry Global has grown to $8 billion in sales, 135 locations around the world, and a global leader in plastics. We stopped by to chat with Berry Global's chairman and CEO, Tom Salmon, about their unique way of growth through acquisition, as well as their most important asset, talent. Here today with Tom Salmon, who's chairman and CEO for Berry Global, one of the largest companies in Indiana. In fact, it's a Fortune 500 company. Your sales this year will be about $7.9 billion. But what really strikes me, what's really interesting about your company has been your strategy for growth, and part of that's been acquisitions. I think you've had 44 acquisitions since the start. You've had 19 acquisitions since 2008. Yeah. How is it that you as a company, you can integrate acquisitions into your strategy more so than others?
Yeah, it's a great point. Acquisition, identification, integration, it's a core competency for what we do at Berry. As you stated, over a 50-year history, it's been part of how we've grown this company. Attracting great talent, integrating that talent, sharing best practices has all led to the exceptional growth that we've had at Berry. We continue to believe that this is a fragmented market in terms of all the businesses that we serve, and that we'll have more opportunities to do acquisitions in the future. So very, very promising for us.
Well, you know, as part of that, you're also seeing a real shift in consumer attitudes toward recyclables, renewables. And what kind of pressure does it put on the plastics industry, and in particular your company?
Yeah, listen, this is an image issue, and we have been very vocal in sharing with our customers, the trade associations out there, specifically the Plastics Industry Trade Association, that we had to speak with one common voice. Plastics actually makes people's lives better every single day. Communicating one holistic message for this industry around what we're doing, as well as what we can do better, is really important for us. Plastics will continue to be a big part of our lives. We've got to be very smart, though, in terms of how we weight reduce, how we ultimately find more opportunities to reclaim and reuse those materials. And I think the industry is talking with a more holistic voice than they've ever talked before. So I'm optimistic that we're going to make good strides. And at Berry, we literally reduce our consumption every year by 1% to 2% just by engineering and redesigning our products. So it's part of what we do. And the industry as a whole will begin to speak with a common voice. And I think that's going to help send a data-driven message to the marketplace on the actions that we're taking as an industry. But know one thing. There's no more versatile raw material on the planet than plastics. It truly does make people's lives better every day, whether it's in food preservation, whether it's in medical sciences, aerospace, you name it. I mean, it's a big part of who we are and what this country was benefited from. And ultimately, we're going to take full advantage of that by educating the marketplace. We've introduced something at Berry called Plastics Ambassadors. We said to ourselves, we've got 24,000+ employees around the world. Let's make them ambassadors with fact-based information around what we're doing as an industry and how plastics makes people's lives better every day. And that's a big important part of some of the changes that we're making in our own company to change the image and the view that you've started here recently in the marketplace.
So going from renewables, recyclables to probably the other large challenge that companies and communities face is talent and acquiring talent. I mean, what are the unique things that Berry's trying to do in trying to attract talent to your company?
Yeah, one benefit we have is with the number of acquisitions that we do, we get access to new talent just about every single year. So integrating that talent and making it part of our culture is step one. Two, we compete every day in the marketplace. We've got to give people a good sense in terms of what the market opportunities are inside of Berry And with 135 plants around the world, there's tremendous opportunity, whether it's in manufacturing, back office support, marketing, sales, you name it. But we've got to market ourselves. We've got to market our brand. And the best salespeople in our business for our company are our own people. So having them educate their friends, their family members, associates around the opportunities here are huge. And I think with the growth that Barry's seen, the global footprint that Barry has, there's a tremendous amount of opportunities to enjoy.
You've been a real proponent of especially in our market in Evansville and Southwest Indiana, improving our quality of place. Yeah. If there's one thing the community could focus on, what would that be?
Sure. I think, listen, when we want to attract talent to Southwest Indiana, specifically Evansville, we have to make certain that the environment for them to live, to move their families, to educate themselves, to entertain themselves has to be first rate. And I think the city's made great strides in that regard. We need to continue to make more efforts in that regard because we're competing against other cities all around the country for that talent. So we've got to make certain that this is a place that people want to come.
The future for Barry, new products, new innovations. I mean, how do you see the future for the plastics industry, but in particular for your company?
Plastics is an exciting industry. They're investing billions of dollars in capacity to make more plastic resins available in the United States. We reside in a low-cost manufacturing region of the world, in the U.S., which is terrific. The possibilities around plastics, they're endless. And I think we're going to take full advantage of that in the markets that we serve today and continue the storied reputation that we've built over the last 50 years as a company.
Well, you've had some pretty significant CapEx, in particular in our market, and continue that. And we want to thank you for being here. And we want to thank Barry Global for continuing to invest in Indiana's Great Southwest.
Thanks.